Rudramurthy on board to discuss that. Rudramurthy, hi, good to have you. 19,480 was an important mark for the index given it was October lows. That seems to have been breached and we haven't seen a lot of, buying momentum come back. Given its expiry week, do you expect this sort of consolidation to continue?
Yeah, thank you for having me in the show. And definitely, yes, some amount of correction and retest of those lows of the September month series on index can definitely be seen. And today, especially, we are seeing this continued sell-off in broad-based market. Both mid-cap as well as small-cap index is seeing more beating on the downside compared to what we see on the index Nifty as well as Bank Nifty. So for me, Nifty, if it closes today below 19,430, yes, Nifty is now headed towards those levels of around 19,250 where the strong long-term support lies, and Bank Nifty also can head towards those levels closer to 43,300, which we are very close by. So yes, this market can drift downwards and test those crucial support of around 19,200 to 250 on Nifty and at around 43,300 to 350 on Bank Nifty.
So that's the take coming in as far as the Nifty Bank Index and the underperformance in the mid-cap index is concerned. But let's talk a bit more about the broader markets. I know you touched upon it, Rudramurthy, but it's after many days and weeks and months that we have seen this kind of underperformance from small cap and mid-cap because they were otherwise outperforming. Do you think there's a definite reversal in place?
Yes, especially both in mid and small cap index wise as well as some stocks, if you see, surely there is amount of reversal which is seen. In fact, last week, even in the show, I was saying mid and small cap stocks, you have to sell when you can and not when you want. So these are stocks where liquidity will also be an issue. And when buying stops in these stocks, definitely more amount of fall will come on its own because of the liquidity issues what you have. And yes, I feel there is some amount of reversal and one has to be very, very stock specific if you are on the long side. But on an overall market, on a general parlance, I see definitely some amount of correction creeping in, and this has to continue for some more time in broader market, especially both in mid and small cap.
Right, Rudra, this is Vinny joining in the conversation as well. Let's just talk something about whether you have a Lotus Labs today that's in focus. Yes, numbers surely came out, but on the charts, how is Lotus Lab looking like? It's seen a correction of almost 10% today itself. So now what's the view on the technicals?
See, crucial support for Lotus Lab was at around 378 zone, and today we have broken that support, and for sure we will be closing below that. So every bounce to these levels of around 378, 380 will get sold into, and strong support for this stock will only emerge closer to around 340 levels. So I will definitely look at selling opportunity in Lotus on any bounce or on any rise to those levels closer to, let's say, 375, 380 zone. Breaking that will become crucial. So on every bounce, Lotus will see selling because the support which was earlier there at 378 is now acting as resistance. And yes, the next support for this stock comes only closer to those levels of around 335 to 340.
Okay, and one cash and one FNO stock, BSC and IPCA Labs?
BSC definitely has a very, very strong chart pattern and it's a buy even at current market price. But for a good risk reward trade, yes, margin of safety is important. So any dips you get closer to levels of around, let's say 1,500 or even 1,550, I will be a buyer. In fact, even at current levels, it's a buy, and one can definitely look at buying BSC on current levels or on any dip. The strength on this counter is very, very strong. The other one you asked was?
Right, Rudra. And your view on IPCA Labs also?
Okay, so if I see charts of IPCA, again, yes, this is another stock very similar to BSE having very strong chart pattern. And if I see the 200-day moving average, 50-day moving average, 20-day moving average, all the different time frame moving averages are definitely indicating me that prices are above all this, which is a very strong signal in a weak market. And this stock has also given a clear breakout now above levels of around 980. So I will be a buyer at current market price. Today volume action has also been very strong. So buy at current market price, and on any dips to levels closer to 980, keep a stop loss of around 950 and look at targets of around 1150 to 1200 to come on ITCA Lab. So both BSE and ITCA Lab a very, very strong buy.
Right, Rudra, and also what are your top picks other than this that you're looking at today?
Yeah, see, I'm picking a large cap stock and ICICI Bank, which came out with decent results. Numbers are good. And from last quarter to this quarter, even though results were good, the stock has not performed. And bank is one of the good areas to look into, keeping in mind even valuation. So I will be a buyer in ICICI Bank. Look at current market price of around 940 to enter. Keep a strict stop loss of around 925 and looking for targets of 1000 rupee on ICICI Bank. And my second buy call is on Escort. Yes, this stock has now seen over 5% correction from its higher levels where it was earlier. And I will be a buyer in Escorts at current market price or on any slight dip. Keep a tight stop loss of around 3140. Look at targets of 3300 initially and even 3500 to come on Escort. So buy on ICICI and on Escort.
Okay, thanks so much, Rudramurthy, for joining us. We'll let you go on that note, but shifting focus and getting